4, 3.
Welcome to Sunday Sessions, hosted by Vibe Unit. If this is your first time hearing about Vibe Unit, let me tell you about us. We are a launch pad for creatives of all types. Our aim is to build community and facilitate creativity. We started Vibe Unit as a passion project, and we operate on our own budget. And we depend on our community to pay the bills. So if you have, or if you like what you hear today, we have a Patreon and a Cash App. If money is tight at the moment, that's completely understandable. We also could benefit from you subscribing to our YouTube channel, following us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. If you'd like to be on an episode of Vibe Unit or Sunday Sessions hosted by Vibe Unit, our email is media@vibeunit.com. This is session 84. We have Emmie and Victor here with us again today. Should be a great session. And real fast, apologies. We still are only streaming to YouTube at the moment, so if you know anyone who's confused about that, send them the link for the YouTube and get them on the right path there. So, all right, we'll throw it to the floor. How's everyone doing today?
We are awesome. Super excited to be here again.
Yeah, it's very good having you. And I was listening to you guys warm up, and the music sounds amazing.
Thank you. We have been kind of nonstop writing since we left last time we were here.
Yeah, it's been on my mind, so it's good. It's good to do that. Really, it is.
Yeah, we got to do a open mic at the Livery, and I think we were doing covers, but I think we really wanted to sit down and write a couple of our own songs that we could perform. I mean, as if you were listening to our broadcast last time we were here, we had those copyright issues with our covers and stuff. So we just I don't know. I guess it's good to just have some of your own material.
I was wondering why that's the reason why Facebook is not working, because we were doing that.
It's an unrelated issue, but yeah, that is funny. They did definitely take down our Facebook post from a few weeks ago.
That's funny.
My gosh.
The covers were so, I guess, accurate to the original.
I enjoy doing
caught
covers,
us.
but
Wow.
yeah, I'm excited to showcase some of the stuff we've been working on, even though it might be kind of unfinished.
We like covers, I love to listen to other people's interpretation of things.
Right.
And I wish they wouldn't do that, but it's...
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Everybody does covers, though. Even the big stars will
Definitely.
do covers.
Definitely.
Even of songs that we don't know, of songs that we hear on the radio every day.
Like DJ Khaled, another one.
We should do one of his songs. What are you thinking of starting with?
We can do Worlds Away.
Okay. I think Worlds Away is Vic's favorite. If anybody wants to know.
It's definitely my favorite one so far.
I'm ready to start. There's so much so far away, unknown, unattainable, unbound, unexplainable, worlds away. Lifetimes spent searching for answers to questions we don't quite know how to ask in the first place. As if it would all of a sudden make sense if we reach the bottom of the ocean and find the end of space. Why can't we see we'll never know everything? And that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. There's so much so far away, unseen, unreachable, untold, unthinkable. Worlds away, galaxies away, it can't all be explained. There's so much so far away, unheard, untouchable, unclear, unfeasible, souls away. Lifetimes spent searching for fixes to problems we aren't even sure we have in the first place. As if it would all of a sudden make sense if the answers were simple and spoken and right in our face. Why can't we see we'll never know everything? And that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful much so far away.
Heck yeah. I
Yeah,
like
that was good.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So that was really good. I liked it even better the second time.
Yeah, thanks.
I've been
I'm-
practicing the harmonics for like the last few days a little bit.
You nailed it.
It's not easy.
That song I think we love so much that we've been working on it more than the others. It's more polished
Yeah.
for sure than the other ones we've been working on, but
Well, at least we can throw that
I'm
one
very
in the back and then work
Yeah.
on some other stuff.
I think I want to do that one at an open mic night at some point too.
It'd be fun. I also would love to have a full set band on that. I'm kind
That
of
would be a
really
lot of
kind of
fun,
curious. How
Maybe we
that
can
would
try to do
sound.
that one of these days.
Yeah, with John on the drums and
That'd be cool.
Mike on
Yeah.
the piano. That'd be really
Also-
cool.
It would give it a different vibe, I think.
Based on what you just said, part of what we're trying to do here is connect you also with musicians who
Right.
could also fill in for you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're out there, Emmy
Yeah.
and Victor are looking for a full
Yeah.
band,
Yeah.
and this is
We
your
get
chance.
together every week.
Yeah, yeah,
send them a
for sure.
message.
Anybody, come on. More the merrier.
I think that song does deserve to have a lot more people participating in it because it's so
It's
good.
fun.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a fun song.
We actually have a chatter that says "What up" by Ryan.
Oh.
Ryan H.
Oh yeah,
What's
what's
up,
up, Ryan?
what's
Hey,
up,
what's up,
Ryan?
buddy?
How you
Thanks for
doing?
listening, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well,
Do you want to try another one, or do you want to do that
we
cover?
we can do. You want to try Mother?
Sure, let's do it. I don't want my children to know the demons that I did. I admit my reactions can be a bit absent-minded. I'm working on it every day. I'm relearning how to play, trying to be who they need me to be, trying to break my tendencies that my mother must have passed on to me. It's sad she's not here to see me breaking generational curses, breaking through the pain and the hurting to find a better person on the other side. Motherhood's a wild ride, and it can be easy to get wrapped up in it. Held on to myself when I started slipping, held on to their little hands too, 'cause usually always make it through. There are always days I barely get by. It's not always easy to love this life I've created. I gotta take time for myself, do things I love every day. I might be a mother first, but other things I've come to learn. Make mistakes, keep improving. None of us know what we're doing. Take it all a day at a time. This is just a phase in life. You'll be a better person on the other side. Motherhood's a wild ride, and it can be easy to get wrapped up in it. And it can be easy to get wrapped up in it. Held on to myself when I started slipping, held on to the little ends Yes.
yeah.
That turned
That's a
out
work
really
in progress, but
Beautiful.
that's
Thank you.
yes, I like it so far. It's
Yeah.
I can hear it. It's
awesome.
gonna come together.
Needs a little bit of polishing, but
That song, the question I was just rattling around my head is, when you were writing those guitar parts, like, how do you know, like, how are you writing those in such a beautiful way? They sound, it's in drop D, I heard you say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's actually an open D. So
Open
it's
D.
D A D F sharp A D. So it's just like it's a giant D chord pretty much. But it's really fun to play.
there's something whimsical about it, which
there
is one of
is,
the
there
reasons I
is.
wanted to use it for my song about being a mom, because what's more whimsical than raising kids? But yeah, I don't know.
I got tired of using. Not tired of it, but when you use the same chords over and over, the same tunings, you kind of get bored with what you're trying to play with.
It's definitely not boring, Vic.
No, it's not. Well, it's not as boring, but it just sounds like they're the
No, I
same
know what you mean.
chords. Like it's the same A D chords that I play like in standard, but it just sounds better. It just sounds better, more beautiful,
I
and
love
it
it.
is more fitting too. And it's just something different that I like to.
The lowest note on there's a D, and I notice you keep droning on that in certain parts, and I really feel like that's like this anchor that really solidifies it. And
Mhm.
after you explained all the notes of the guitar there, it reminds me there's an instrument called a dulcimer you may have heard of, but
I've never heard of that before.
and that's tuned entirely to D. Like
Is it really?
every note, and they even go a step further. Some dulcimers do, at least, where they've, how you have the frets. They've
Mhm.
only fretted it in a way where you can only play correct notes,
Oh man,
no matter
that's crazy.
what. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's kind of cool.
So it's all in like the key of D, basically.
Interesting. Nice. That's pretty cool. Well, you want to do what was the other one we were working on?
Sunrise?
Yeah.
You want to do that cover?
We can do one more in this tuning, and then I have to tune back to standard to do those covers.
Ben
Yeah,
says it sounds great, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, let me pull up my lyrics for Sunrise. Sunrise in your bed, leaving is an empty thread. The light comes in and fills your room like my mind is filled with you. Daylight breaking, you're breathtaking. I should be thanking the stars for you. Could you lean in closer? Come on, move over. What do I have to say to you if I don't see myself leaving anytime soon? Ooh. Within these walls, we can take off our costumes, and here with you, I'm here. It's such a relief. I like
Yeah.
I don't quite know how we're gonna end that, but I really like the way it
It was
was
a
going.
nice little
Yeah.
tune to it.
It needs a chorus yet,
Yeah.
but it's got potential for sure.
One thing I really like about you two together is I feel like you both can shine in your own way. Like I see Vic playing these beautiful chords, and I see you writing really, really cool songs.
Thank
like
you.
the lyrics are deep.
Thanks.
You know?
They are.
I have a hard time not being super cheesy when I write songs, which I mean, I guess all songs can be, but
You can tell there.
thank you.
That must be the secret. Then you can tell there's an intent to not be cheesy in the songs. They have like a lot
Oh, well,
of.
thank you.
You can tell it. You put the effort in. It's not like you're coasting along while you write. I can tell.
Oh,
you
I
put some thought
definitely
into it.
spend. I mean, you can ask my husband. I have been hiding away in my office for probably hours a day, trying to get some lyrics right. Like it's sometimes it just doesn't work, and I just have to scrap it. But for the most part, I feel like I'm pretty good with laying down a good foundation for a song, and then going from there.
You mentioned before we started streaming that you don't play an instrument.
Yeah.
Does that
Well,
get
besides my vocal cords.
besides your vocals? Does that get challenging when you have all this creative?
So you could probably go back on my Facebook statuses a few years, and around the same time every year, I think it's always in the summer, I always post like, musicians, who wants to play with me? Like, who wants to make something, do something? I need to sing, but I can't sing. I mean, I can sing a cappella, I could do karaoke, but it's not fun. It's just not fun to me. So a lot of times I just don't make music if I don't have someone that's gonna work with me and like do what Vic's doing. We got together years ago because probably Facebook. Wasn't it? It was Facebook, or was it?
I was jamming with Jeremiah at the time.
Yeah, our friend Jeremiah Moody is an amazing guitar player.
He's a very good guitarist.
Oh yeah, and
very good.
So I think I posted on Facebook. Someone, maybe he connected with me through Facebook, and then he was connected with you. So then you just came along with me. But we actually started a band years ago, and we got really close to being ready to start, performing our covers that we were doing. And then I got pregnant and couldn't stop burping. I'm not kidding. They were painful. They were constant. They were loud, embarrassing. Like I
That's
literally couldn't even
unfortunate.
get a note out. Yeah, it was super unfortunate. I'm pretty sad that we had to. I was pretty sad that we had to stop making music altogether. And then this past few months, I was trying to get a hold of Vic, and really, really wanted to make music again. And thank Facebook again for that, because I posted another status. Who can get a hold of Vic for me, because I need to.
The way that
I need to
happened,
get a hold of him.
the way that happened was pretty funny. She got hold of she had a friend or
No,
got a
I
hold of
posted a
somebody.
status saying, "Someone find Vic for me. I've been trying. I can't get a hold of him." And
Where's this Vic guy at?
an acquaintance of
What
mine.
is
I
he
wouldn't call
doing
her a
these
friend because
days?
we don't really know each other that well. But she's an acquaintance of mine, saw the post and then saw Vic that next morning and told him, just in person, ran up to him and was like, "Emmy's looking for you."
I was walking.
He added me on Facebook that same
I was
morning.
walking my dogs, and the car rolls up. He's like, "Are you Victor?" He's like, "Yeah,
So
who are
thank
you?"
you, Facebook, for that.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, so here we are writing music again, and I'm thankful for it, because as your question said, like, do I struggle with making music without someone else because of my lack of instruments? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
I do too, and that's why I'm really glad that we linked up again.
Having a
because
singer.
I have all these chords and these beautiful things that I can't do anything with.
Because
it.
you need a singer.
I
Wow.
need a singer and a lyricist too.
Very
by the
happy
way.
to help.
It's a
Oh
good-
yeah, I've got plenty of lyrics for days.
Lyricist.
Well,
is-
speaking of, Kayla P says, awesome, great duo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're having fun.
It's all
Yeah,
about the fun.
There's
really.
definitely a synergy with you two, and I really think you should keep pursuing it.
Oh well, thanks.
Thank
we
you.
will. I'm gonna
Thank
take
you.
a drink of water once. Okay.
Okay. I did freshly.
And you guys are welcome to keep jamming and stuff. We're not done yet, obviously.
No, I just had a tune, little tunage.
And thank you for tuning in.
For that song that we're gonna.
Yeah. Do you want to do that cover that one little?
Yeah. Listening to the first part of it, so I don't mess it up.
While we're in a little bit of a transition to this other song, thank you for tuning in today. This is session 84 of our Sunday sessions. We're hosted by Vibe Unit. If you haven't heard about us yet, look us up on Facebook and Instagram and Twitch, and subscribe to us on YouTube and help us out. We're trying to spread the word.
Spread the word.
By the way, Vibe Unit is such a cool name.
It
it
pretty
is one of
cool.
the coolest things. Like 5 units, that's
And
so
not
cool.
just that, but it fits because I feel like this room is a vibe.
It really is.
It really is. And well, as we were talking, I think we mentioned it earlier, but when you're working with another person, whether it be one person or a group of people, I don't know the science on this, and I don't know if I'm making it up, but I feel like my brain actually like goes in ways like takes off in ways that it normally wouldn't if I weren't in the room with another person who's also being creative. I don't know if it's really something that brains do, but it feels like my brain, at least, takes off in a direction sometimes that if I were sitting alone trying to write a song, I wouldn't have come up with those things. But like even when we were doing our jam last time, and I was sitting here singing with Hannah, and we were doing that song, like I don't think I would have ever come up. I don't think I would have ever come up with those melodies sitting there. Like I had the words, but her, working with her, working with your keyboard also. Like I would love to jam with you sometime with the keyboard also, because it just, I don't know, something about the keyboard is so different from the guitar too. So it helps me get a whole nother vibe.
I really enjoyed. I listened back to that, and
I've listened to it a couple times too.
I felt very synchronized in that. That was really fun.
Yeah,
It was. That
I was
was
really.
I want to do that
Yeah.
again one day.
That would be really good. I'd love to.
Heck yeah. So I guess we can try it.
Sure. Do you want to count off? Because I think it starts.
It does
right,
start
right
off. Yeah.
Like, hold on. 1 second. I have to catch my breath. Okay.
And yeah, never mind. Go on.
All right.
I'll be right back.
We'll get there.
Did my guitar get tuned down? It sounds a little quieter.
Oh, you mean did the volume get
Yeah.
quieter?
Yeah.
Maybe. Did you hit your volume by chance? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay, let me look at it. It does sound quieter.
It does sound quieter.
So
It could be my battery going out. I do have extra ones just in case, but
It could be actually. It does
I
sound
wonder-
a
You
lot
wanna change it?
quieter.
I should probably.
after the song, or
Why don't we take a short little intermission? We'll
Okay.
come back. We'll come back and you get the battery swapped out. Let me mute your channel. And
Okay.
so hang tight. Hang tight to our viewers. We're just gonna make a couple adjustments here.
nice.
Can I unplug this guitar? Not yet. Okay. Not yet. Leave it plugged in. We don't want to pop it. Right ahead. Okay.
I have some random lyrics if you want to just jam too.
Sure.
After
Oh yeah.
this.
I also want at some point I want to bust out the electric.
Oh, do that for these lyrics. Do that for sure. Do you need scissors?
dead air, as they say. We're trying to get batteries switched over into another guitar at the moment. If you're just tuning in, thank you. We have Victor and Emmie here today and listening to the beautiful duo create their masterpieces. I don't want to.
Writing out a couple lyrics. Sorry.
That's okay. And we're here just hanging out, and thank you for tuning in. We'll be right back in just a moment. Yeah, we're in no rush. We're just hanging out. It's the
I got a
vibe.
few lyrics written down, so.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah, we'll see. I have your guitar muted at the moment. You'll have to plug that cable back in, and we'll see what happens.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Fresh
back.
new life.
So, how long do those batteries usually last? Probably a little while, or
The ones I had in here, I had in for I don't know, a couple years now. But I don't.
Oh.
I never really had it plugged in, so it only gets
Gotcha.
used when it gets plugged in.
That makes
I
sense.
see. Okay, we're back.
All right, we're back.
We're
Thanks
here.
for the patience, everyone.
Oh, yeah. Everyone is hanging on to the front of their seats, or how's that
Edge of
phrase
their
it?
seats.
Yeah, the edge of their seats. They're on the edge of their seats. And
Edge
we're
of the
excited
seats.
to hear what comes next.
So I think we're just going to do a cover of a song that I used to sing when I was younger that I'm not sure if anyone else has ever heard. But if you have heard it, comment and let me know because we'll be instant friends. But yeah, do you want to count off? And
Sure. Yeah, it's a pretty short song too.
Yeah.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4.
What do you get when you fall in love? Just a scene of happiness, the rest is so upset. It shifts within your wind, a tangle in your hair, and when it's perfect, it's so temporary. Oh, you might have told me once before. You'll have too much, look at what it's done. Wake up to breathe, blue sky morning, skin's company of warm sunbeams. When I laugh, I think of you, and oh, I laugh again. How am I dressed like a wear my heart on my sleeve? Open your eyes, there's a whole damn world to see. What do you get when you dream out loud? There's tension in your throat, a sleep or a revoke, a rising elegance, a kiss under yours. Even when it's silent, you forget the meaning. Oh, you might have told me once before. before. You laugh too much, you laugh too much. Look at what it's done. Wake up to breathe, blue sky morning, skin's company of warm sunbeams. When I laugh, I think of you, and I laugh again. I wear my dress like I wear my heart on my sleeve. Open your eyes, there's a whole damn world to see.
Nice.
I love that song.
That's
so
pretty much
Beautiful.
how it goes. It's
yeah,
such
that's it. Literally.
it's so
and
weird.
You know, I don't even really know much about the people who wrote it, but I don't think they have very many other songs.
I don't think so
I think
either.
they're called Local Strange, and I found them on MySpace years ago, and I have not been able to find them since. So
I've
I don't
not
think
heard
they.
that one.
Yeah, I don't think they do anything
They're
on YouTube or
their
on
band title suits them. Local Strange. We
Local
have no idea.
Strange. Man, where are you guys?
Very
So,
strange.
Hey,
yeah.
Victor, play a little bit more for me. I'm still trying to work out.
Oh, it's a lot louder now.
It is, definitely. There. I feel like we're getting there.
Do you want to just jam? Try something.
John says, enjoying the vibes, everyone.
Thank you. We are too, obviously.
Is that our very own John?
That is our John.
How's
Hi,
it going, John?
We
Hi,
miss you.
Johnny. How's Colorado? How are those mountains? Yeah, we could jam a little bit.
Yeah,
Do it. I might jump on some bass here in a
you
minute.
should.
Okay. Still trying to make sure everything's good over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, John, I miss you. Can you tell?
We all miss you.
I think everything sounds good.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
If we could bottle up our dreams or replay 'em on a screen, would it change that? Would it change what they mean?
That was pretty.
How do you choose your chords? Like, what do you know?
I've recently, a lot of it, honestly, is just really by ear. Honestly, I don't really have like a set way. It just comes natural to me.
Do you
I guess.
experiment a
He's
little
just
bit?
I do
Isn't it
experiment a little bit.
disgusting?
Those disgusted talented people. How dare they?
Inspiring.
They're the
He
real
really,
dream
really
makers.
is.
No.
It's one of the reasons I was able to come up with all these lyrics. When I say that I struggle. I really do when I'm by myself. But
Yeah.
like just being around him for a little bit inspired an entire book of lyrics. Like I have
That's
an
awesome.
entire book here. Thanks, Vic.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, you choose very the intervals you're choosing, like when you change between chords, are so nice.
Yeah.
They're not
Thank you.
they're not your typical
No,
movements.
I mean they're like this is the same as it's got the same, it's similar to like a D chord, I think.
so it's
a
like
little
the similar quality.
but it just gives off this the different. I don't know really a term, like annotation, I guess maybe.
Yeah.
Of that version of that chord or whatever in the sound, and it's just it flows better with usually what I'm trying to play with.
Yeah, it's some sort of inversion on a D chord. I think you're putting the F sharp.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you're capoed up, so it's not those chords, but
John says Vic is a rare talent. Love the shapes.
yeah.
Thanks, Johnny. That was cool, by the way.
Thank you.
That was good.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Thanks.
We probably have to re-listen to that and
Yeah, and do something with it.
start something with it.
That's the cool thing about doing this is it's recorded. Like one of the problems I think we face when we're songwriting is we just don't record it all the time, and then we will go back and be like, "What did we do?"
That
And
is
it's gone. It's gone out of our minds completely.
That's one of the seeds of like this idea that we wanted to grow something that was easy to go and access later.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about that early on, like in the first 10, 20 sessions. We'd have friends over like, isn't it cool that like
It's here forever.
we all get to go home after this and we
And
all
listen
have a
to it.
version for ourselves that we
Mhm.
can not only listen for ourselves but share with other people if we want other people to see what we did.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
I feel
I
like
love
that's
it.
powerful.
It's very powerful. I'm not sure. Are there any other venues like this around here? I mean, not in Southwest Michigan, but
if
like
there is, I don't know about them, but I mean, what we're doing here,
It's unique.
it's very extremely unique.
it is, from what I can understand. But I also I don't want it to be like a pat on the back when I say that, because I think it's very doable. I think people could do this, and that's part
Yeah.
of what we want to also inspire.
Yeah.
Right.
Is more
Right.
people doing this. We don't want.
So other communities can do
It
that.
gives a podcast vibe for sure, but it's also like, I mean, it's live music, so it's got the best of both worlds. So I'm sure there are people out there who will be inspired to, whether it's make music or do a podcast of their own, or something like that.
There's a
I'm sure it will
YouTube
inspire that.
channel called Audio Tree,
Yeah.
and we get a lot of cues from them. They're from Chicago, I believe.
Cool.
And we learn a lot from them. And then there's a few other YouTube channels. So I could lie and tell you we came up with all this on our own, but we've been certainly inspired by some really there's
At
been
this point in time, is there anything truly original?
no.
And that's
sharing,
and that's
you
true with
know?
music too, by the way. Like
Yeah.
when it comes to music and all your favorite hits and stuff like that, they always took some sort of element from another song.
Didn't
or,
we write a song about that?
I don't know.
I think we did.
I bet we did.
I have some lyrics that were written about wanting to write writing something new
Yeah.
and throwing it away because it wasn't new. I wish I could remember what they were. We'll have to have that ready for next time.
For sure.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
You guys want to jam again?
Sure.
Yeah.
I got something a
I'll
little.
try to keep up.
It's all right. So no cable this time.
Me
so.
too. Groovy.
Go on, Mike.
I've been lost in your glow, vivid and golden. I know I'll go up in smoke, but I'm really trying here. What do you think? What do you think? Where do we go from here? I don't really care. I don't really care. You made me question who I am now. Underneath the stars, things used to make sense to me, and now I'm in the dark. Confusion on my mind, chaos in the heart. I can barely catch a breath. I can barely catch a break, a break, a break.
I was lose it there with that chord.
That's really cool, dude. Hell yeah,
That was
bro.
fun.
I was trying to get those up.
I ran out of lyrics at some point and started just going
Oh,
back,
that was pretty
but-
cool.
Yeah, I love
man.
that. That was really
That's
fun.
that's another little lick that I had that wasn't able to do anything with it.
Yeah.
That's an example of, like, that's
Yeah.
why I'm glad to have that.
Exactly.
And it's groovy. It's got like
That was a very
That
nice
was a
group.
lot of fun.
I got a lot of inspiration from the band called Lost Lonely Boys. I'm not sure if you guys
I've
heard of them before.
heard the name. I don't know if I.
How Far Is Heaven? Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah,
they
yeah.
have they use a lot of the.
My grandma would be very,
It's
very
one-
pleased to hear us singing that song.
I want to learn how to play
let's
that
do
one.
it.
I'm going to learn how to play.
Maybe
I just
next
got to
time.
learn the Spanish part. There's a little Spanish
Maybe next
bridge
time
in
we
it.
will.
Oh, that's
But
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a great song.
It is a great song. It really is.
Yeah, speaking of that time frame, I've also been on kind of a deep dive into some of those, like mid late '90s sort of vibes.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun to do.
There's 3 bands I listened to. They're like early albums. I listened to Smash Mouth. I don't know if you've listened to like there was the Astro Lounge album, but there's another album.
I'm gonna go
like-
listen to it now.
Yeah, it's look, it's a little. I'll be honest. There's so many great songs on there, but I like sillier sounding music.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Something a little
it's a
more
guilty
fun.
pleasure of mine. So I like a band called Ween. Have you ever listened to
No, I
Ween?
haven't.
They have a song called Ocean Man. Look. I'm into some weird music.
Okay, I'm
but
gonna have to listen to it.
that's
What
that's
was
a good
that?
vibe.
Speaking of silly songs, what was that one song I wanted to? It was the Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Love them.
It was. Oh, what a night!
Yeah.
Late December back in '63. That song is about losing your virginity, and it's so silly. It's so silly.
Yeah,
but
and it's got like a
it's just funky, silly,
like-
and it's
you're
just
skipping
very,
through a field and you're just
yeah,
enjoying
very
everything.
happy. That's
Yeah.
one of my husband and I's favorite songs ever.
That's
And
a
we were
great-
we were talking about maybe doing that one day.
It is a good one. It
Yeah.
is.
Do you remember the band Bare Naked Ladies?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I listened to
Yes.
that one of their albums, and then there's one more which is a little more obscure.
I know a couple of their songs.
Have you heard of the band Fastball?
No.
Yes.
You
But it's-
haven't heard of the band, but I guarantee you've
One
heard
of
the
their
songs because they have a song like. So you know how like the 90s and 2000s were about the rom-com?
Uh huh.
I think there's a Fastball song in almost every rom-com.
Okay, I
It's-
probably have heard it then because I'm a
I
sucker
can't
for
think
those.
of it off the top of my head. There's a song called The Way, and that's one of those songs that's usually in a rom-com.
We have a
Right.
question from a viewer.
Ooh.
Ryan H says, Emmy, did you draw any inspiration from Kobe Calais?
I used to do covers of her songs when I was like, I don't know, a teenager. I used to do like, I'd have a guitarist and we'd go to like a restaurant and play covers on covers on covers for, $100 or whatever it was. And some of her songs I did, I'd never thought of myself as being inspired by her, but I do. I mean, apparently I must be because now that I'm thinking about it, her voice, maybe not her voice, but her style is similar to mine. So
It fits
so
you.
maybe I have unintentionally been inspired. I mean, I guess inspiration is never intentional, but yeah, I would say yes, maybe is the answer to your question. Sorry, not very specific, but
I remember Colby Callier, right? Is that how you say it?
I think it's Calais.
Calais.
I don't know though.
Calais.
I always-
You'd have to
What is
ask
that,
her.
French Calais.
Yeah,
Well, I
she's got some
remember
beautiful songs.
listening-
Bubbly is fun.
They used to pop up a lot when I'd listen to like Ben Folds radio on
Yeah.
Pandora.
So
Should
when
always
I
be heard.
originally when I first started after high school, when I started doing my own thing with music instead of choir stuff, I thought of myself as an easy listening type artist. And then these past few years, I leaned more into pop. But I would say Colby is, in the middle there. So
Yeah,
sometimes she's
definitely.
pop, sometimes she's easy listening, sometimes she's.
Who's,
So yeah,
who's that like?
I'll take it as a compliment to be
Who's
Yeah.
that like piano jazz singer?
Nora Jones.
Yes. What do you think
I
of
know
her?
I know quite a few of
Unique
her songs,
voice.
and
Nora
I love her,
Jones.
and I've always been very inspired by her. I've always felt like I had certain things about my voice that were similar to her, and then there was Zooey Deschanel. I've always felt like there are
She has a
times
good
that my
voice
voice
too.
reminded me of her.
Big fan of Zoe.
Yeah, she's
I think one of my
amazing.
favorite songs of hers is when she does an Elf.
Oh yeah. I don't even remember which song it is. The Baby Is Cold Outside
I
one.
really can't
That's it.
stay.
I've sang that in choir as a talent competition type thing.
Sounds very beautiful, Vic.
Thank you.
We'll have to go over that more.
Yeah. I'm gonna give my falsetto voice a little.
How much time do we have left?
What time are we at?
We are at loading here.
She's like, I have no idea. Just keep going. I was just wondering what should we do next? I mean, if there's
We're
time.
at 51 minutes.
Okay.
51
Oh,
minutes.
we have time.
Yeah.
For a couple more jams, maybe.
Sure.
Jams.
What, you want to jam?
Sure, let's jam a little bit.
Do
I'm
you
trying
want to
think of-
try and come up with something for us to follow?
It's hard for me to lead on bass. To
Oh,
be
okay,
honest with you,
gotcha.
I like
feel
following
ya.
Victor.
I don't know if I would.
John says this is fun, you guys.
It is very
Yeah,
fun.
it's
We miss you,
one of
John.
my more favorite things that I've done musically.
Oh,
Yeah,
so-
I really
something-
like the conversations we were having about genres and things that we like and like
Mhm.
ways we're inspired.
I could talk about music for the rest of my life. Probably never talk about any other subject.
Well, that's good. You can come here and talk about music with
We
us.
definitely will.
And I was
I'm
going to
always
ask
down
you.
for that.
You mentioned Lonely Boys at so that was a little influential in that one song. But what other bands do you remember? Like, what's a band that you first heard and you're
Sister Hazel.
He knew it before
Sister
you even finished the
Hazel.
like,
question.
John's going to appreciate that one.
Sister
John's
Hazel
a fan.
is probably one of my all-time favorite bands. And when I listen to a band, I like to read about their backstories and how they became, how they became a musician or what they came from and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kind of, it brings me. It's not just the music part, but on a even just a human level, we have something in common. But anyways, they played a lot like acoustic rock, and when I first started to play acoustic, there was Sister Hazel was probably a huge inspiration of mine, and his voice too. They have phenomenal harmonies too, by the way, very phenomenal. They're
Yeah.
very good at that stuff.
You have many people that agree. And John says, tell Vic we need to cover Change Your Mind.
Yeah, Change Your Mind is a good one. Yes, I do know All For You. That's always a good one.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah,
He says also Gin Blossoms.
Gin
Yes.
Blossoms.
I'll learn,
Oh man,
I'll learn some new songs.
John, you need to be here, man. Gin Blossoms is always a good one too.
We'll have
Yeah,
to-
John's
we'll have
going to
jam
come back
with
with a
next time.
newfound energy for this, and he's just going
Aw.
to.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we'll have to be back.
You should, yes. Yeah, Gin Blossoms.
Gin Blossoms.
And then Third Eye Blind comes to mind.
Oh,
and
yeah.
because I always got Gin Blossom songs confused with Third Eye Blind when I was coming up with music. growing up.
they're
I
such a good
really,
band
I was
too.
actually just thinking about how unfortunate it is that I didn't keep track of every song that I've listened to in my life. I don't know. Now we have our playlists and things, but when I was a teenager, MySpace unfortunately deleted all my MySpace songs. But it
Aw.
would be cool to be able to go back and remember, because my brain just does not hold on to every single song that I loved back then. And I was and bands full albums that I just don't remember. I would love to listen to a lot of them again, but
That would be
can't.
nice.
So
I
it's
don't
cool for the younger kids in this generation. They
Yeah.
all have their, they'll have those playlists. I mean, I doubt they're going anywhere.
Yeah, I doubt
Spotify's
it.
not going anywhere. They'll have those playlists their whole lives. They'll be able to be like, oh, let's hit our nostalgic.
Yeah, like what was I
playlist.
listening to in 2020? And now you have my 2020
Exactly.
playlist.
That would be
And,
pretty
and
cool.
I can go back and listen to a lot of those artists because I remember some of them, but I know there are a few that are just gone from my brain.
Mine,
it's sad
mine
to think
too.
about.
Yeah, favorite songs that you just can't remember
You
because you have
you're
new
like, oh,
favorite
I
songs.
know there was a song I loved.
Well,
what was it?
even with so a big itch was scratched when you could Google lyrics and you could find songs. But now I'm entering a problem where I can't even think of lyrics to like type in to get
Yeah.
close enough. And because the internet's so large now, it's even harder to
It
find
is.
things. Because now you can type in what you think are the lyrics, and someone else has also done those lyrics. So you could say song with these lyrics, and you'll find a more recent song that was done, and not
and that's
an
another
older
that goes
one.
back to what we were talking about earlier with nothing being new. Words are used over and over and
Definitely.
over again in songs. I mean,
Well, you can get
It's
you can
crazy.
get pretty creative with that too if you really sat down and listened to it and stuff
but
like
you
that.
don't have to be. Nobody's gonna really. I mean,
That's true,
I mean,
too.
somebody might sue you, but
Yeah.
That seems to happen less and less now. I feel maybe it's still happening as much, and I'm noticing
I see an article every day that's like
Okay, see,
somebody's like Taylor Swift's being sued right now for her.
nobody's even batting
What's
an
her?
eye at it
Well, what's
anymore,
her
though.
song?
No,
The
no.
Haters Gonna Hate. She's being sued for that right now, because the words have been used or were used in another song.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It was actually a Disney Channel song that it was, there, and it's like, well, I mean, everybody says haters gonna hate.
There's like
you
that-
can use
Yeah,
that,
can you
right?
really-
Can you not use that? Okay, well, I guess we'll find out when she wins or loses.
Yeah,
but
There's
Exactly.
also a weird thing happening where people are redacting,
taking words out.
taking words out.
Yeah.
I've heard.
It's an interesting time to be in the music world.
Definitely,
That's
definitely.
crazy. That's crazy.
Real
Well-
quick,
Right.
John said he wrote a folk song about the trip that he'll need help with eventually. So
Oh,
nice.
I think
If you're,
I think we're your
willing.
peeps, John. We're your peeps.
we got your
we like
back.
folk music for sure.
Yeah, last week, John and I finally tapped into one of his songs called Ultraviolet. And it was the
Ooh.
first time like him and I actually had time to work on something of his that was
Nice.
like, and we really. So that being said, I'm excited for this new song to also
too.
enter into the repertoire. I want John to play out somewhere.
Aw, that would be really
be
cool
cool.
to see. Yeah, we want to go.
I'd love to go to that.
Oh, I like
Something I
that.
haven't made. I know.
I can play in G. Unless you're. Did you change tuning?
No,
Okay.
standard.
The truth is the brightest happy people know the darkest heavy night. It turns out the more genuine your heart is, the harder you have to fight. The more sincere you are, the more you condescended. People aren't used to real and unedited, but you can be who you saddest happy people in the darkest heavy night.
Nice.
Very nice.
I thought we were gonna keep going.
I almost thought so too until we didn't, and then.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
so much fun. Oh yeah.
If you know me, you know I talk too much. Just don't know when to shut up. But if you wanna get a word in, no need to interrupt. You just gotta pull me closer, get me lost up in your touch. Oh, every kiss you give me has me at a loss for words. Yeah, I'm suddenly speechless. Ooh, what do I do now? What do I say? Ooh, what do I say? If you know me, you know I talk too much. Just don't know when to shut up. If you wanna get a word in, no need to interrupt. You just gotta pull me closer, get me lost up in your touch. Oh, every kiss you give me out has me at a loss for words. Yeah, I'm suddenly speechless. Oh, I'm suddenly speechless. What do I say? You're in my way. Ooh. I know you sense my hesitation. Yeah, I'm so uncertain. I'm feeling a temptation, but it's rushing to the surface. Oh, isn't this romantic? I can only stand it. I can only stand it. Ooh, do you feel the consequences? Nothing will stay the same. Nothing will stay the same. Ooh, this love is complicated and it hasn't even started. This love is complicated and it hasn't even started. You keep telling me we're faded, we can't do any harm now. But this love is complicated, I can tell. Isn't this romantic? I can only stand
Very good.
Watching you guys go back and forth is so.
I was sort of messing with you a little bit just to see if you were following along.
Yeah.
You followed pretty
I
well.
love it. I love it.
I miss them sometimes, but if you
You did pretty good.
if you lock into something, eventually I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
The thing that trips me up, I'm noticing, and this is just about a skill I have to develop, is I'm not used to playing with people who modulate. Like I modulate, but I write all my notes down.
Explain the modulating.
Oh,
a little
okay.
bit. I'm
So-
not familiar with that.
It'd be easier if I was at the keys, but I'll do my best from over here. So, scales work in like you get 7 notes basically. You probably are familiar with that. Like there's a scale. When you modulate, it means you're choosing notes that don't belong to the original home key. So
got
the
it. Okay.
spiciness that you're creating is usually
Good with the spiciness.
yeah, is usually
Got it.
from a key or borrowing chords. One of the easiest ways to do that is, for instance, play an E major chord. So that, I'm playing, yeah. Now turn that into a minor chord. Close. Point is,
He's like, you're better at it when you're not being told to.
yeah. You're changing the F sharp when you go from E major. You're actually changing the G sharp to a G natural, and that G natural doesn't belong in E major normally.
Got
So
it.
you're going
That
a
makes
half step
sense.
chromatic, and that's what creates that like, oh wow, I didn't expect that, or like the nuanced,
I love it.
cool
Yeah.
goofiness that you
I like
get.
that.
You're just not
That
used
makes
to
sense
doing
now.
that.
Well, I'm not used to playing with musicians who are
Where
proficient
that
enough.
comes so naturally to them.
Yeah, so like usually I play with musicians
usually
that
something
stay
you do.
in the home key. It's something I do on my own quite
Yeah.
a bit, but I keep notes of where I'm going, so I know what is what. So it's just a skill I'm gonna have to develop as I meet new musicians.
I really dig the funky vibe that you guys have together.
That's cool.
Like I don't even know how to describe it, but it's good.
Well,
I like it.
you
Good
know, you
energy.
mentioned Sister Hazel, you mentioned Lonely Boys, or Lost Lonely Boys. We talked about Gin Blossoms. Did I just say that twice?
Mhm.
Point is, those
You have
gr-
similar inspiration.
similar inspiration over here.
Formed you.
I remember we had a conversation like that too, and you had a lot of you liked a lot of the late '90s, early 2000s, and a lot of the
Absolutely.
bands like that. Where I absolutely that is what I grew up on. So
Yeah.
it was definitely
And those bands in particular were drawing a lot of inspiration. I know Bare Naked Ladies, for instance, were drawing a lot of chord shape inspiration from the Beach Boys, which is like my favorite band. Besides Weezer, which Weezer also pulls a lot of inspiration
Weezer.
from the Beach Boys, but they do the modulation I just described. They go to chords that you wouldn't expect. And I grew up going to a church that would stick to the key they're in. Churches do like in a lot of the newer music that they play, they tend to stay in the home key. Sometimes they'll play a spicy chord here and there, but it's usually they want to make music that's easy to follow so a worship band can play along. And I grew up
That
in
makes
that
sense.
in that circuit, so it was when I was developing my skills, I learned a lot of diatonic scales, diatonic meaning 7 notes, but not a lot of modulations.
got it.
Makes
Whereas
sense.
rock and roll has modulations all over the place. So if you grew up trying to imitate those bands, you'll naturally find that.
Yeah.
Nirvana's a great example of a band that modulates.
Oh yes, I can hear it. I can hear it
You
now. Mm-hmm.
So
You're getting a lot of love over here on the chat. You got
Woo! Thanks,
everyone
guys.
says the guitar sounds crazy good today.
Thank you.
yeah, it sure does. That's a nice
Ryan loved that last song. Thought it was dope.
Dope.
Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it.
I've got more lyrics if you guys want to keep going.
Well,
or
how
whatever.
close are we to the hour-half mark? We can definitely keep going. We don't want to run over too much. We don't
Right.
want to, but
That's fair.
We are at 68 minutes.
So yeah, we got time. Let's
Okay.
keep going.
Wanna
Let's
do
keep
one more?
rocking.
What are you thinking?
That's beautiful.
Very pretty.
I'm frozen in disbelief. I can taste it in the air I breathe.
really go places, and I like it's so much more inspiring than if I were listening. So a lot of times when I write songs and I don't have someone, I will go on YouTube and I will type in guitar beat or pop beat or whatever vibe I'm looking for. But the problem with that is it doesn't go anywhere. It's just one. There's no progression. You know, it's just.
Yeah,
it's a beat. So I mean, it gives me a start.
The dynamics don't change.
It gives me a start, but it never gives me anywhere fun to go. You know, so like, and obviously this is the first time we're doing any of these lyrics with the music that you're doing. So it needs more direction, but it has a direction just naturally from you guys shifting your vibes or whatever wherever you're going. It's really cool to.
Are you listening to her and like feeling her dynamics and how she's that's what we're both doing then. So.
And I try to do the same with you guys.
Yeah, it works both ways for sure.
It does.
It's just very exciting to be that creative. Because because with my beats that I look up on YouTube, I don't get to be as creative. It definitely gives me a good start, and that's where a lot of these starts will come from.
Well, what's really nice about that is eventually you get enough of that information and enough of when hearing certain jams, rings, melodies, or whatever rhythms that you start to hear it in your head while you're creating stuff. Then you don't necessarily have to always look for the inspiration. Then you start getting real creative in your own head, which is really, really nice.
I feel like a lot of the things that I sing aren't in my head. I know that makes no sense maybe, but I don't know. I try to think of it before, and I don't hear it in my head before I sing it. I don't know.
It's kind of happening as you do it.
You said maybe you do. Yeah.
Wow.
That's
really
I don't.
Cool.
I do. Cool. I mean, I guess if it's a song that I know already, it's in my head. But when I'm like
in the creative flow.
Yeah, like when we're doing what we're doing right now, I'm really just kind of focused on the lyrics, and I'm not really hearing it in my head before it comes out. And sometimes I don't like what I'm doing, but for the most part, with you guys, I feel like I like.
That's cool.
I like what's happening.
That's awesome.
Naturally in my brain.
Yeah, this was fun. I really enjoyed this. I think, definitely more opportunities in the future. And if you're out there listening, you're a musician and you like the vibe that Victor and Emmie have, it sounds like they're looking.
Always down to make music with new people. Yeah.
And anything I can do to help facilitate that, I definitely want to be a part of that. So
we appreciate that.
I'd
the viewers.
To come back to Vibe Unit sometime.
Yes, that would be excellent.
Cool.
Heck yeah.
Maybe have some more people to connect you two with. And
I probably have some friends who'd be interested in coming. So
beautiful. We'd love to have them.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thanks everyone.
Well,
thank you.
That's gonna wrap it up for today. Thank you for tuning in. One last little plug here. Subscribe to us on YouTube. That's the only thing we're streaming on currently. We're working out the details on sending that signal out to multiple sources. That will happen again. For the time being, we're allocated on YouTube. You can also check our past streams out. We are on session 84 today, so there's 83 other streams. If you go all the way back to the very first one, we're in a different spot. We're actually in a basement. And the quality is not as where it is today.
We've progressed a little bit.
Yeah, we're constantly getting better, and we hope in a year to even be better yet. So
if you weren't progressing, there would be an issue. So, I mean, you have to start somewhere.
Absolutely. So we're gonna keep working on ourselves and working on this, and hope you all can be a part of it. Like I said before, we operate on a fairly small budget, so. If you could, if you have the funds, send us a little cash, help us keep this thing going and growing. And if you can't, if you don't have any money, that's okay.
Maybe one day.
Obviously, it's money is very tight, and that's completely understandable. So another way you can help is just subscribe to our YouTube channel. It doesn't cost anything.
And share. Exposure
share.
is another thing that we have to Vibe Unit has to run
Definitely.
into exposure. So please share.
Yes.
Any kind of media platform. Anything.
Because then at some point maybe it can be self-propelled and we won't have to lean so hard on the community wallet. So appreciate all of you for sticking it out with us, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.